Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to replace the screen on this ePC. This is a really old laptop, so I don't know how many people are going to benefit from this, but there's an ASUS ePC 1000HA. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is remove the battery. Let's get a thumbnail here for the bottom. Okay, and yeah, the customer, they said they dropped it and then the screen went red, and actually figured it out already, but I figured let's make a video. So here you go. This is what the keyboard looks like. Okay, so we're just going to be getting to the screen. Let me actually also check what's under this little cover, because I'm assuming that's going to be like the hard drive and RAM and stuff like that. Right, so there's 2 screws, just undo those. Looks like there's also a little battery reset hole here. If it's having issues, you can try using a pin to press on that. So after you remove the 2 screws, this lifts up. And yeah, there's a hard drive here. It looks like 2 screws here, and then you can slide the hard drive back. This would have to slide back and you can pull it out. The wireless card is there. I'm not going to mess with these because I don't need to change anything here. And then there's 1 stick of RAM. This is really old, probably DDR2, maybe DDR1. This is, oh, DDR2, PC2 5300S, 1 gig. So if you want to upgrade it, PC2 RAM. All right, so we'll get that back in. All right, we don't need to mess around with this anymore. We're gonna go ahead and work on the screen. This is a little bit tricky to get to, so keep that in mind, all right? So let's go ahead and get to this. Okay, so to remove the battery, slide this over to unlock it, then slide this side. You will have to lift it and then grab this whole battery pack and just pull it back. Battery model numbers, I think it's this AL23-901. Okay, so that's the model number, I believe. Otherwise, it might be this super long thing, but I kind of doubt it. Anyways, we'll set the battery aside. We're going to go ahead now, flip this over, and you want to press and hold the power button if you're going to be replacing the screen. Okay, so press and hold the power button for at least 15 seconds to drain any residual power. All right, this makes it a lot safer to work on. Okay, so I took this out earlier and one of the little screws wouldn't go back in. I don't know, but this one. Anyways, we're gonna have to remove a few screws from the bottom. So the one here, okay, the 3 here. Actually, I'm not sure if we even need to remove these 3, but I felt it gave a little more movement in the piece that we need to remove, okay, to make it easier. So yeah. The bezel is the hardest part to remove here. Okay, then we got this 1 screw here. We'll remove that. Alright, now that we got that out, the reason we wanted to remove those is because to remove the bezel, part of it goes under this, and we need this to be movable. You can see how it moves here. Okay, we're going to remove these little rubber feet. The easiest way is to use like a little pin, or I'm just going to use a small flathead screwdriver and just go along the outside edge and peel that up. Okay, there is adhesive as well, so make sure, try and get the adhesive to stay attached to the rubber piece. Otherwise it's going to be, you're going to have to poke holes in it to get the screws out. Okay, so we'll get these out. Normally it would be more difficult, but since I pulled them out once already, they come out easier. Okay, so let's get the ones on the bottom corners as well. There's 1 on each bottom corner. Okay, this one. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and just get a PH1 or JS1 screwdriver, and we're going to undo the screws at the top. Sorry, I forgot to mention, but the screws on the bottom are also using a PH1 or JS1 screwdriver. Okay, so remove the 4 at the top and then the 2 at the bottom. Okay, just like this. And then we're gonna have to remove the bezel. There is a cable attached holding the microphones here. Kind of bad design. I don't know why they didn't just attach it to the bottom side, but let's go ahead now and get this screen out. Okay, so we're gonna rotate it this way so it's easier. And we're gonna go like this. We pull up from the middle and kind of push in towards that to undo any clips here. Okay, just like this. All right, then we'll go to the side and we'll do the same thing. I'll zoom out a little bit, okay? Basically the same thing, just pulling up in the middle, pushing in from the sides, okay? All right, so we got that. We're gonna rotate this and do the other side now. Gotta be careful because I have screws on my desk, so that's why I'm kind of not sliding it all the way centered. All right, so that's out. I think we missed a clip on this side, but hopefully we can do it this way. Okay, then we got all these clips on the front here. You gotta pull this forward. I'm pushing with my thumb at the bottom and then pulling this forward. Okay, and the clips in the corners are always the most difficult, but there we go. Okay, so now again, there's a portion of this tucked under there. We have to kind of pull this up, okay, and out. It helps to have the screen kind of opened as much as possible, so pull that out. Then we pull up, okay, and then this can come up slightly. It'll help if you pull it up by hand a little bit, and then we'll actually start on this side. So let's go this way, pull here. So we pull outward, pull this way a little, and lift. It also helps to kind of rotate this so that the portion here, or we can kind of move both at the same time, but there we go. You can also pull, I used my thumbnail to pull that in, and here you can see the little piece that kind of sticks out into there. All right, now that we got that, we're going to do the other side. It's easier now that the other one's not in. Again, there's a wire there, so you want to be careful. Okay, you see this wire? Okay, now we can shift this over to the right to put that down. Just keep in mind, we are going to have to put this back to be able to fit it. Okay, and I believe this wire kind of goes in between the little grooves there of that plastic. Okay, now we have access to the screws for the screen, so let's go ahead and take it out. We got 3 on each side, so we'll remove these 3. I'm not going to completely take the whole screen out because I don't need to, since it's just a loose connection here, but I'll show you what you're going to have to do, because there are screws on the side of this metal bracket here that you will have to transfer over to the new screen, because we want to separate this metal bracket from the screen. And yeah, since my customer's waiting outside, I want to do this somewhat quick. I don't want to leave them waiting too long. All right, so now that we got those screws out, we can actually go from the corners here and lift up. There's the cable running along here, so just be careful not to just yank it out. We'll flip this over, and this is the screen. So the screen cable, there's an adhesive here, okay? So to get the screen out, we have to get to this adhesive and peel it up. Let me see if I can show you more of a close-up here. Also, the model number, it's upside down, the screen, but the screen model number is there. I believe it's the HSD 100 IFW1-A00 revision 0. Okay, it's a hand star, I don't know, whatever. Okay, anyways, you want to be careful again because there's all this stuff in the way. Okay, so we can kind of actually rotate this. Oh, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Let me zoom out. So you can actually rotate this over to the side here, so it's not as much in the way. And we'll get to this. So we're gonna peel this. Okay, and I'm kind of just rolling it with my thumb and my finger to undo this cable. And if I didn't already mention, disconnect the battery and then press and hold the power button for 15 seconds before pulling on this cable. Okay, so now we have access to this big cable here. I'm going to get my fingernails between the connector here and wiggle. You can see how we can pull that out. Okay, very simple. So if you want to transfer it over, you have to undo this tape, peel it out, and then put the new one in here. So let's go ahead and get this in. Pinch that back into place. Good. All right, it's in all the way. Now we'll just tape this back down. If the tape is not good, then you'll have to put some new tape, but it seems like it's okay. All right, so let's go ahead and reassemble this thing. So to put this back, obviously, we just get the screen. Oh, I forgot to mention, there are screws on the side here holding this bracket. So there's one here, one here. There's 2 on each side. You want to transfer this bracket over to the new screen. Okay, this cable goes underneath, but basically we're just going to drop it back into place where it was before. I think my customer is asking me how long it's going to take or something, because I'm seeing calls and texts. All right, anyways, just drop that back into place, and then we'll get all the screws back in. I need to hurry with this. And hopefully it's good still. It was getting like a red tint to it. Okay, so because they dropped it, I'm hoping it's because it was loose. It was getting a red tint to the screen. And yeah, we were gonna buy a replacement screen, but these screens, I think because the computer's so old, they were selling for over $100, so it's pretty crazy. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and get all these screws back in. This is taking longer than I expected originally. Thought it would just be like a few minutes, but yeah. My customer's probably like, what is going on? Okay, anyways, look at the last few screws, and then we'll get the whole thing back together. All right, it's a little faster now because I did it once, so I kind of already knew how it went together. All right, now we got to get this thing back together. So this cable, this is the difficult part because there's not really much slack here, and you got to kind of do this. Well, like, you technically don't need this tape anymore, but anyways, yeah, let's take this tape out because it's not doing anything. It doesn't stick anymore. And you kind of want to get this cable in between this little gap here. This will kind of hold it out of the way. And then this part of the cable needs to go above the clip. Okay. There we go. So you see how it holds the cable in, focus please. Uh-oh, it came back out. But it holds the cable in there, okay? So get that in, and then get the rest of the cable again above that piece. Then we're gonna lower this. Okay, now get this back in. So you gotta, again, lift this up, slide that in over there. Okay, it's a little tricky again because you gotta have to move all the pieces together. Okay, now we gotta get this one, same thing, lift that up. We gotta pull this over to get it behind this piece. Okay, so however you can lift that up, pull that over, get that under, there we go. And now we gotta kind of push this because this is hitting the silver piece. You gotta kind of pull this over so it pulls that and rotate it. Okay, it's gonna be tricky, and also pull the silver piece out. There we go. Okay, now that you got that, you gotta get these little corners down into there. Push down and out, and there we go. And now we got everything lined up. Should be able to click everything back in. Okay, so I think we got it. Did the little cable move around? Looks good. Okay, so pop that in. Sorry, I already pushed one clip in. This one, the clip is not quite lining up right, I think. Oh, there we go. Okay, clip that all in. Clip that all in. Work your way all around. Okay, I think my customer's, give me a second, my customer's knocking. All right, let's finish putting it back together. Okay. And all right, looks good. Now we just got to get the screws back in. So let's go ahead and get all the screws back in. I mean, you get the idea. All right, if this video helped you out, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Alright, if you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos, and then like and comment and subscribe, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. I also have another channel called It's Been Reviewed and More. Same profile picture, but zoomed in. If you could subscribe to that one, that would help me out a lot. I'm trying to get that one to 1,000 subscribers, and it's going pretty slow, so yeah. But anyways, let's go ahead and finish getting all these screws back in. We'll get the little rubber things back on as well, and then I think we should be good to go. All right, we'll power it up and see if the Windows XP stuff looks normal. If it looks normal, then we should be good. Alright, get all these screws in, get all these little rubber feet in. Okay, hopefully they'll stay in there. Alright, and the last, oops, sorry. The last little rubber foot here. Okay, we'll close this up, and then don't forget the screws on the bottom. Yeah, I think the little brass thing for this side is broken or something, because I don't see it, so I don't think this screw will go back in. Yeah, it's not touching anything, so that screw is not going to go in. So we'll leave that out. We'll get the last few. Shouldn't affect anything, but yeah, it's kind of sad that that thing broke off. I mean, this thing is so old, I think maybe when it dropped, the brass piece broke off from the plastic. The thing is, though, I don't know where it is because I don't hear it rattling in the computer or anything. So, I don't know. Yeah, there's no, like, loose, wiggly parts or anything. Anyways, we'll get the battery back in. So just line it up, slide it in, lock this back, and then power it up, and we should be good to go. Alright, let's see. I do see the thing. There was a little bar loading there. Oh, is it doing like some... Okay, there we go. So yeah, the screen is fixed. That's pretty much it. Again, hopefully it helped. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Alright, let's drop this. Bye.